They say that it is supposed to be the off season, but we're not. It's not the off season.
Never an off season on a Wednesday, brother.
NFL full effect. We're in full effect. This is Great North Sports. That's Dubs. I'm Armchair. And we got so much to get into, but I got to ask you a question. Is there anything more jarring than when you turn on your baseball team to watch them and it's some two random jabronis on the call that you were not expecting? It's like they brought in the backup play-by-play guys. It's like the regular play-by-play guys had a day off, and I'm like, what happened?
I agree with you. That is jarring, but I'm hoping for it one day because I'm sick of Dave O'Brien and I love the radio guys way more than the TV guys. But
it was brutal. I put
definitely
on
jarring.
Put on the Blue Jays.
I feel like that happens on radio more often. Obviously, I'm not driving around at night as much as I used to be back when I was doing delivery and whatnot. But those nights always jarred me where I turn on the Red Sox and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy talking to me right now? Or the Celtics. Or like, where the fuck is Cedric Maxwell?
I turned it on and it wasn't Dan Schulman and Buck Martinez. And I was like, nope, I don't like this at all. So then I left.
Buck Martinez, strong name.
That's a good baseball name is what that is.
Strong name.
He's my favorite because when the Blue Jays had Bautista and Encarnacion, he'd always pronounce Encarnacion's name Encarnacion, like go hard with the break.
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
Edwin Encarnacion, which I appreciate. He really gave us his all. So
a little flair, man.
Gotta look a little bit of Ric Flair.
I grew up with Orsillo and Remy, so I'll never be satisfied again.
Never be any good.
No.
It finally happened, Dubs. It finally happened. We got an AJ Brown trade, but first they got upstaged because the Rams.
They did.
The Rams and the Browns played the F them picks game. They just
the Rams are constantly playing the fuck them picks game.
They don't care. Do not care. I have yet to see the Rams actually. You thought they were going to, and you're like, hey. Pick Jared Verse. That's a first. They used a pick.
To be fair, though, if you just keep hitting on all your mid-round picks, do you really need a first?
Nope. Answer is no. You don't.
Like, they keep kicking this can down the road, and they keep staying relevant. So,
well, that's because they have a quarterback that can throw and, like, some of the best receivers in the game. So, like, how do you...
For sure, and now they have the best pass rusher in the game. They've got two shiny new cornerbacks to plug into that defense that was already pretty good last year. Shout out the Landman, who was all over the fucking field for them last year. Yeah, like that's a good defense.
It's a great defense.
And then you're adding Myles Garrett and potentially Aaron Donald.
Yeah, what the... So, what... How do you feel? Let's talk about... First, let's break down what the trade was before we get into the what could be's.
So Rams receive Myles Garrett, Browns receive Jared Verse, a Pro Bowler already.
Great player.
A great player. When I first saw the trade break, I was like, they're pairing Myles Garrett and Jared Verse, and that's terrifying.
Yes, sir.
Good for Cleveland. They got Jared Verse back out of it. A 2027 first round pick in that ever so coveted 2027 draft. Like that was a big talking point with the AJ Brown trade. Like with Pats were never going to give up 27. You
never.
Talk to Jeremy, our buddy Bill Workman. Like this class is elite.
Stupid.
So that is a first round pick on steroids, a 2028 second, and a 2029 third round pick. I believe that third round pick also has a caveat to it where if he's traded to an AFC North team, it goes to a first, which is basically just like, yeah, you're not allowed to trade him back in our division. Because even the Browns aren't dumb enough to make that happen.
You do it. You keep them. Otherwise, no, get out of here.
And from Cleveland's side, I like the trade. Like, Myles Garrett didn't exactly fit your timeline with this team. Not that I expect the Browns to have like a title window. Like normally that's the type of timeline we're talking about with, in sports.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Browns really have a timeline, but their roster is young. They have a ton of picks, and it didn't really make sense to have this albatross contract on a guy whose value is, Myles Garrett's a freak. So to say that his value is going to go down is a bit of a stretch, but
Sure.
he's closer to the back half of his career than the front at this point.
I would agree with that. I think what I look at and I go, um, at first I heard the trade and I thought, ooh, Cleveland did not do well on this because they got rid of Myles Garrett. And then I looked at it and I was like, okay, so you're never going to replace Myles Garrett. Period. You're not going to do it.
Jared Verse
But
is a good start though.
but Jared Verse is like he's going to get home. Like he's a guy that can rush the quarterback. He's a great player, so that's a win. You get
Also already alpha Dylan Gabriel out of his number at practice, which I think
love.
is hilarious.
Yeah. Well,
Veiny for shit,
what's
pal.
Dylan Gabriel?
I'm just gonna wear it.
So I am this number now. Get out of here. And then you get draft picks, which now they have 2 firsts in the 27 draft, I believe. They're
Them
one
and
of
the
3
Jets are the
teams.
only
I thought it was
teams-
3. I thought 3 teams had it.
I thought it was 2, but maybe
Maybe
I'm
only
wrong.
2. But like that's a great haul, and now you can start building. They still need to figure out what they're going to do at quarterback. It's not Shador Sanders. They need a culture change. This is how you do it. You got to get rid of the guys. And I said this, I was lucky and got put on ESPN radio yesterday. I took the day off and I did ESPN radio instead of doing my day job. And it was awesome.
Hey, fucko, the afternoon's mine.
I'm out, bitch. So I did that, and I was like, all right, cool. We talked about this trade, and I brought up the culture piece, which is that you've got a bad quarterback room, and you have a guy in Myles Garrett who is the leader of your team that has told you he wanted out. He said he wanted out.
And then they gave him a entire Brinks truck full of money.
They fed him a Brinks truck, but he still wanted out. So that doesn't help your culture. If the guy wants out, he just wants out. He's just richer now. This is a whole lot
Andrew
more.
Berry
wealthy.
said too when they asked him about the trade and the details of it and whatnot, how it came about. He flat out said he was like, we weren't planning on trading Myles Garrett. Like they asked us about it, we're like, no, not looking to do it.
Not that
And then Jared Verse became available in the package, and they were like, all right, this is now too much value to pass up. And I saw, I don't know what reporter it was kind of pressing him of like, why didn't you go public with this and try to seek more value? I don't really know that it matters. This was good value to me. This is a good trade. You got a piece for your future, a guy that is going to be involved in your future and like ready now. Jared Verse is already an all-pro type player. You got 2 shots in a loaded draft class next year. So if you figure out that either of these quarterbacks aren't the answer, they're not. You can go get one next year, hopefully. 2 chances.
2 shots.
A ton of more draft capital, a second and a third and 28 and 29. Like this is a good trade for both sides.
Yeah.
The Rams get a chance to cash in right now before they have to turn to their first round quarterback, Mr. Ty Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
You got to load up for Stafford here. You potentially, like we said, we'll get to the Aaron Donald speculation, but like this was huge for both. And the fact that they cucked us on AJ Brown Day is just it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'll tell you that.
It wasn't fun.
It was supposed to be our day.
It was going to be the Patriots' day.
And then like 2 hours, I'm like counting down the hours. I go to refresh Twitter, and Adam Schefter's like, bombshell.
and you're like, I didn't realize it was that big of a deal for AJ Brown. Everybody knew this trade was coming.
Grab an Andrew Berry quote, because I saw one the other day and I couldn't find it when I was looking.
He had one that said that Myles Garrett was going to be a Brown for life.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fascinating, and then immediately turned around and trade him. If any of your GMs ever say that you're going to be on that team for life, they're lying.
The one I saw was on paper. It wasn't the interview.
I've never seen a GM say we want this guy here for life, and then the player is there for life.
But there's never. And there's a certain package like that you just can't
say no to. Yeah, well then it becomes now you're being negligent to your team.
And that was basically what here it is. I think I found it. Yeah, let me read this. Andrew Berry on the trade. We have long taken the stance that our goal was for Myles Garrett to be a one helmet player for his entire career. Goes on to talk about his resume with Cleveland. When the Rams first approached us with the possibility of trading for Myles, we remained convicted in our position, but as discussions intensified, we were stuck at a legitimate crossroads. Do we hold on to a truly generational player who has become the identity of our team, or do we make the difficult decision that we think is best for the organization over the long run? In that framework, the decision became clear. Although our emotions were muddled, Donald, we, and more importantly, our fans have grown up with Myles, and he's an enormous source of pride for our team. However, as we embark on a new era of Browns football with a young core and a replenished asset base, we felt this move was important to our transition. So essentially, that's him saying there is an offer I couldn't refuse. Like if I were to say no to that, I would be putting like our own emotions and
Your
ties
future.
to the
You're putting your
player
future
above
in
the
jeopardy.
future of the
Yeah.
organization. And that is just not something that he's employed to do. He's the
No.
GM of the Browns. He's not the GM of the fans.
The second really interesting piece to this deal was
Which mostly Browns fans have been pumped also, by the way.
They've been pumped, yeah.
Like, yeah,
Mike
all the
out-
ones I know are pretty excited.
Mike
Shout out
from Raw
Sleepless
Dog.
Mike.
Yeah, Sleeveless Mike is he loves it. He loves it. I was unsure. The longer I looked at it, the better I liked it. The fallout piece of this is the Aaron Donald piece of this. Now, Aaron Donald, 2 years removed from the league. His workouts are still available on Instagram if you want to go see if he's in shape. Secret
Still
time.
a fucking
He
unit.
is. He is.
Could you
Secret time
believe it?
Still
Could you
is.
believe we don't have a jacuzzi?
Yeah. He is crushing. And if he wants to, he's talking about if he has the fire to come back. He always felt like he retired a little early. It felt like he got out at the right time for him, but not like he was not by any stretch what you would call like over his prime.
No.
Like I didn't
I was
look at
just
him
saying
and go,
this to my buddy
"No way."
pre-show. I was like, we were talking about how much we liked watching Aaron Donald play football, and I was like, yeah, he was a beast from the second he stepped onto the field in the NFL to the second
10
he retired.
years
He was
in the
never
league.
not elite.
10
Like, he
years
was
a Pro
elite
Bowler.
the whole time.
10-10. You don't see that. 10 years a Pro Bowler, 10 years.
And if
in
you
the
tell
league.
me that 2 years just takes that away, like no shot. That guy's still ready to go. And when he's not like as good of a player as Aaron Donald is, if you were to put him on a line with Myles Garrett 2 years removed from retirement, like he's not the focal point of the protection plan.
Do you think putting Myles in that situation kind of gives him a little bit of gas though? Like it's
100%.
like those two at practice is like
Especially
not going
if
to
you
drive
pair it.
him. Yeah.
I mean, we saw this. We talked about this with the Patriots a ton last year, and this is an upgraded version of that. But Barmore and Milton Williams, it was like, who are you going to double team?
Yeah.
Both of them took immense pride in that. It's like, okay, they're double teaming me this time. Milt's going to get home. What the fuck are you going to do with Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald? It's like four of the most terrifying words in football history are on the same line.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Unbelievable. It was a wild trade, and it was the usurper to the AJ Brown trade.
Oh, we got cuck-chaired hard.
We absolutely
We were sitting in the
did.
corner of the hotel room, one light on, sad music, like just
AJ Brown finally dealt to the New England Patriots for a 2028 first round pick and a 2027 fifth round pick.
absolutely mint.
I do have it in the chat. How do you feel about this trade?
Mint.
I love it. I could not be happier. Did not give
Same.
up a first round pick in 27. That's
Didn't
all I
give up a
wanted.
first round pick. In
Didn't give up
27?
Kayshon Boutte.
Exactly. That was my next point, because whether Kayshon Boutte's future is on this team or not, secret time, I would like it to be. I'm
Yeah,
a
me
big
too.
Kayshon Boutte guy. I
Me
think
too.
he can still fit into this team because you can play Dobbs in the slot. Like, it's part of the reason I like this move so much is the versatility it creates in that wide receiver room,
Yeah.
where you now have an alpha and you have a guy that replaced Stephon Diggs essentially. Like, that's what Romeo Dobbs is. He isn't like the number one signing like he kind of the media would have led you to believe during free agency, where people are like, oh, I don't think he's the number one. Well, now he doesn't have to be.
He wasn't
because you have
supposed to
AJ
be.
Brown to be the one. Exactly. And
He
he's
knew
going to be
that.
the Stephon Diggs replacement. He's going to be in the slot. He's going to be on the outside sometimes, whatever it might be. But this opens up the bottom half of that receiver room that we've all like long called like, oh, they're threes, they're fours.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, now you can plug and play them wherever you want with an OC who knows exactly what the fuck he's doing.
Mhm.
And you can maximize every single one of those guys' strengths while hiding their weaknesses a whole lot better than you were able to do a year prior.
That receiver room, I sent you the tweet. It's Demir Bird, Kendrick Bourne, Juju Smith-Schuster, Devontae Parker's corpse, Jacoby Myers, who was great, Philip Dorsett, Nelson Aguilar, N'Keal goddamn Harry, Jalen
AJ
Polk,
Brown fucking hates N'Keal Harry.
Javon Baker, and Tyquan Thornton, etc. We deserve AJ Brown.
You know how
We've
Amon
built a
Ra
long
keeps that
time.
list of receivers drafted ahead of him?
Yes. Yeah.
AJ Brown's list is just N'Keal Harry.
It's
He didn't
just-
care about the
it's
other
just
guys.
N'Keal Harry.
It's like he went to the Patriots to play with Tom, and I didn't.
He wanted to come here so bad.
I'm
and now he's
excited.
here.
I'm glad that it took less than 12 hours for there, or less than 24 hours, excuse me, for there to be a one-handed catch from a Drake May pass. It was like,
Yes.
oh, he's already there.
I laughed at the "he's already there" comments because of course he's already there.
I heard he was buying a house in the Seaport like a month and a half ago.
Of course he's already there. Of course this trade has been done for like 3 months. What do you mean he's already there? He done been there. This isn't a vacation home.
He had a Patriots rug in his man cave. Did you see
He
that
was in
interview, by the way?
Nantucket last week. What are we talking about? No, I didn't.
I forget the reporter, and the quotes from it were going everywhere yesterday. I apologize for getting the reporter because I did know it earlier. I'm sure I can find it, but he had an interview talking about like basically the end of his time with the Eagles and what he's excited for with the Patriots, and there was like clearly some fucking issues going on that we all knew were going on, but he was like, I wish them nothing but the best, but like we just drifted apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's been a bunch of like
There's been rumors.
Patriots didn't need more conspiracy. Yeah, there's some rumors out there. If you want to go to AJ Brown Reddit, I'm sure you can find it pretty quickly. But I don't know, man. I'm just excited. We needed this big time. This gives your offense so much more layers and depth, and you finally get a true number one that we've been lacking for a long fucking time. Yeah. Regardless of the knee injury, regardless of what you talk about with the off-field stuff, that didn't look like the same AJ Brown. I know it's only a day, 2 days in, and he
looked happy, man. He looked happy.
He looked happy for the first time in a long time, and I said this to some people a couple days before the trade. I was like, he didn't choose to go to Philly. Like the Titans traded him there. He's long said he wanted to go to New England. It's been forever. Like since he's been in the league, everyone's known he's wanted to come to New England. He finally got to choose where he's at, and he finally looks happy for the first time in a long time.
He loves it. I love it.
Will it sour? I'm sure.
100%.
Sure.
We got 2 years. This is our window. It's 2 years.
By me. Let's make it happen.
Well, and that's I won't argue with it. It's a 2-year window. Let's go get it.
Yep. Agreed. I'm happy. The quotes make me I'm fucking ready to go through a wall.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Super excited.
I'm ready for football season.
He was like, I'm not trying to lead stretches. I got to earn that. Like, that's not the fucking guy that was portrayed in the media for the last 2 years.
No, we're good. I don't want to spend too long on football because it is the off season. We had
There's a lot, dude.
There were a couple other signings, and I want to get to the Stanley Cup playoffs because we got to talk.
I just want to see Aaron Donald come out to the Stone Cold glass shatter or like the Undertaker dong.
Yes, I wish we could have more. Dude. I wish we could have more like surprise entries.
Cinema. I know.
I want more surprise entries onto the field. Like, by God, he's eligible.
Right, dude. Like the Rams, like for some reason the Rams are coming in with a 52-man roster today. Seems like a bold decision, and then the lights cut out in the arena, and you just get the Undertaker dong, and then Aaron Donald highlight package playing on the jumbotron and SoFi. Come the fuck on, dude. That's a moment. Electric factory, or like even coming in with a full roster, and they're like, our 53rd man has been scratched today in place of. And
hey, you know what? That's almost the exact plot of Air Bud World Pup.
Greatest fictional athlete of all time.
Where Air Bud fills in for Brianna Scurry at the World Cup of Soccer as a goaltender when she got hurt in a penalty kick out. It made me fun. It made me laugh. I had to watch it last night. It was awful. It was such a
Aaron Bud.
Aaron Bud. Yeah, we're going to get him in there. There were 2 other signings that I just want to briefly mention, and then we're going to get into some Stanley Cup playoff talk. No, that's a re-signing, and that's a great one. We'll talk about that next week. We'll do a re-signing. Maybe we'll do a preseason rankings after some because we're post June 1 now, so there's going to be some more deals. OBJ back with he's back. He's back in New York.
I don't care.
I don't think you should. But Giants fans are like, they're like freaking out. This is great. No, it's not. He's 32 and hasn't been good.
Fuck. I forgot the streamers too. Shit. Russell Wilson retired.
Oh, he did retire. Yes, officially retired.
Victory. Dude, can we talk about a fucking victory lap the last 2 weeks? Like fucking Josh Jacobs. I was right.
Jail.
Russell Wilson, gone.
Retired. Who's
Back to
next?
back W.
Who is next?
Derek, let's step on Derek Carr's neck
Let's get
one more
Derek
time.
Carr. Let's get Derek Carr out of here.
But
It's a
like Russell,
victory lap.
I'm sad that he's gonna stay on my TV being a cornball. Like he's obviously gonna be doing some I
Media
think it's
stuff,
CBS.
yeah. CBS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough. Like, brother, you're married to Sierra. Go home. Raise
He
your
doesn't have
kids.
to do
something
anything.
else.
He doesn't want to go home though. He doesn't want to go home.
He should. He should want to go home.
He should. He's
If I was
definitely
married to
does.
Sierra, I'd want to go home.
He should want to go home. All right, we'll leave football for now.
Goofball with your
Let's-
kids.
let's
Keep it off
leave-
my TV screen.
Let's leave the NFL for a brief moment at least. We got to talk a little bit of puck. Would
Stanley
you
Cup time?
Would you like to? Let's talk. Let's give me a minute here for my Montreal Canadiens.
Candlelight vigil?
Yeah.
Here, I got you.
You got me. You got me.
Yeah.
I like it because the screen that I watch for our live is slightly delayed. So when you move, I don't see it.
We'll go dark for a minute.
Yeah, we go dark. So look, the Habs played their ass off, but they were thoroughly outcoached in the final. We had Rod Brindamore make adjustments. Marty did not make adjustments. It was no bueno. They did not get enough shots on goal. And we'll talk about shots on goal when we talk about Vegas because they did. And they were in a tough spot against a really deep team. I am so unbelievably excited for what's coming next because there's still Jurovsky and Haig in the wings that haven't even made the NHL yet. Jurovsky's coming. If you don't know who he is the KHL Rookie of the Year. You might remember the last KHL Rookie of the Year. He also plays for Montreal. His name is Ivan Demidov. And they are going to be electric together. He's going to petition him to come to Montreal now instead of playing another year in the KHL. The future looks good for the Canadiens. I don't see how you can look at that run and think anything other than they did it justice. And it went out in kind of a sour way, like it ended in a sour way. And I'm not thrilled about that. I would really have much rathered much closer games, but they went to overtime twice. They got bodied the last two games. I don't know if they ran out of steam or if it was just adjustments, but they there's a world where they were up 3-0 in that series, and that's crazy town. That's crazy town. I'm super excited for the future of the Canadiens. I am. I'm sure you're not. I'm sure you're not.
No, I'm not. Not even a little bit.
I'm
happy for you.
It's probably super annoying for you that they're that good already.
It'll be more annoying when I actually have expectations for my team and I run into a buzzsaw.
Jakub Dobich, Jurovsky, Haig, Demidov, Caulfield, buzzsaw.
I had zero expectations for the Bruins, so I'm just like, yeah, fine. You have fun. I'm happy for it. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then when I actually, the thing is, I don't think they're gonna line up. I think we're gonna be bad long enough that
you miss it.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with it.
I think we're just gonna lay low and try to avoid it. Pretend it's not happening.
Like
the news, right? Like if I don't look at it, it's not going on.
Brother, I haven't watched the news in 2 weeks.
Exactly.
I don't do it. That shit doesn't exist.
Gas prices were a little lower today. Hey now.
I don't know.
Things are looking up.
I don't know who did it. I don't really care. I'm not asking those questions. It was obviously hard to watch. I've been totally invested in it, and to see him go out like that sucks. But when you take some time to reflect on it, it was a great season. And now
you had a year, brother.
We had a hell of a year. I didn't get my full prophecy fulfilled, but close enough.
Still ripped it out of your chest, I'm sure.
Still, what kind of bullshit heartbreak roller coaster am I on though? I am on a generational. That's a great one. That's a good one. I did get married, but the rest of it's generational heartbreak for sports, at least. All of my sports teams are just hey, we're going to be good enough to get you close enough where you think you might actually have a chance at it, and then we're going to lose, possibly in heartbreaking fashion. Most likely. It's fine. I'll be fine. Stanley Cup Game 1 last night started with a bang.
Electric Factory to start.
Started with a bang. Nick Ehlers, who has been good for forever.
For sure. One of the best, like, opening sequences to any Cup game I can remember.
25 seconds in, Ehlers with a snipe.
Just took the roof off the building.
Snipe. I will say, I'm a little disappointed with Carolina's building. Everybody's talking about how hard it is to play. I don't know if it's like are they like ramping the sound down? It feels like they go low too quick. Like they're really pumped for the goal, and then if there's any lull in play.
Like when Buffalo started making that comeback on the Bruins, I don't remember what game it was, 3, 4. Was it game 1? Might have been game 1. It was game 1. Yeah, it was
game 1.
So the second that first goal went in, I was like, it's over. Building's gone.
Yeah.
Place is a fucking nut house right now. Yeah.
Well,
and it just got louder and louder and louder. That was like the last 16 minutes of the game.
It happened in Buffalo. It happened in Buffalo against Boston. It happened in Buffalo with Montreal. It always happens in Montreal. That's the mecca of hockey. Of course, it's going to be like that.
Especially with all the OT dramatics.
Yeah. Even in Tampa, they don't really do that. I don't know if it's just like it's been 20 years, so they're not used to it anymore. But like it did feel like there were moments where they got like a little.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Like I just don't know. 25 seconds in, Nick Ehlers scores. Then he scored again. I got to see him. He's from. He played junior hockey in my hometown.
Oh, really?
So like I got to see him up close. He played 2 seasons for the Halifax Mooseheads, which is an elite team name. It has a H logo with a moose on it, and it is named after the beer.
That's pretty good.
It's named after the beer. So, like, how Canadian can you be? The team is named after beer, like legit. Let's go. So we're watching him play. He plays 2 years. It's 113 regular season games. He had 208 points. It's a pretty good clip. He beat everybody. He got buried in Winnipeg. He got absolutely buried in Winnipeg, and I don't think they saw him. I don't think you saw him doing what he could do best.
I think if you're in Winnipeg, you're already buried in Winnipeg.
You're definitely buried in Winnipeg. I loved seeing him come out. He had his big moment to shine, and then the Golden Knights said, "Hold my beers," because they scored 3 straight goals to just completely kill the place.
How fucking good is Ivan Barbashev too? Like going back to when the Bruins played the Blues in the finals that last time, Binnington just stood on his head. He was he's always just shows up.
Yeah,
he leads the playoffs and hits right now. He's scoring goals. He's getting assists. Like he's just fucking everywhere. It's a good player.
The Golden Knights are finally the Hurricanes are running into a team in the Golden Knights that are finally deep enough to handle what Carolina has to throw at them.
Fucking Avs felt the same way.
The Avalanche absolutely felt the same way. And you get into this, like, look, we'll talk a little bit about the Mitch Marner stuff in a second, but that team is deep. Like Dorofeyev is not the guy that you would say is like your number 1 goal scorer, but he's potting goals left, right, and center. Right. Theodore is like elite defender scoring goals from the back end. He's playing well, like just filthy stuff. We had I forget his name right now. I completely lost his name. Who scored the game winner? Hurdle. Yeah. Finally, we get a Hurdle sighting, a Tomas Hurdle sighting. Like we haven't seen that in ages. He hasn't scored, I think, in 28 games. It was a long time.
Game-winning goal, and then not game-winning, the game-tying goal, and then absolutely got cooked.
Yes,
for the game winner.
Yes, he did. So like Vegas is deep. Carolina's always been deep. That was their claim was that they're deep. The Golden Knights are saying we're also deep. We will also force you into errors.
They're deep, and they can bring the pace better than Carolina.
They kept coming, and I
think that's why the Tortorella move was so
brilliant,
impactful for them, because he completely shored up the back end of that team and allowed the forwards to really play to their strengths.
He's done a great job with them. He calmed them down. You're down 2 goals in the Stanley Cup Final. It's game 1. How do you answer that?
They flipped being down 2-0 on the road to a win in game 1.
Yes, without going to overtime.
Right.
And both teams, like, here's the upside. Both teams are fairly well rested. It's not like you've got like two teams that have been through the gauntlet. Like
I don't think this means Carolina's out of it by any means.
Well, I was about to say
game 2 and
they're not out of it. They lost home ice, but they need to show up for game 2. If anything, I think
Vegas is hardly home ice to begin with.
Well, that's a fair point. That's a fun rink, though.
100%, and there's definitely a ton of Golden Knights fans.
There's like Blue Man Group shows up and they do like drumming. there's like a whole bunch of
they're not out there
things.
living and breathing hockey like a Buffalo rink is or a Canadians rink is.
No, they're not. It's not like that. But I think they'd be pumped to see it again.
Sure.
How much credit do you give the Knights if they win another cup? It's 9 years. They've been to 3 cup finals, and if they win,
a ton.
That's 2 cups. Like McCrimmon gets a ton of credit, right?
If we even go back, 2, 3, 4 months ago, like this wasn't really on the table. Like the Knights are hurt. They're not as good as they were a couple of years ago. Like they're probably going to be a second.
I don't think we ever ruled them. We never ruled them out of the playoffs, but we weren't.
No,
I don't think we were ever sold on them going
because they have
away.
that type of pedigree. I talked about that last week. Like the Lightning, the Panthers,
they just don't go away.
Penguins, you can never count them out. They're always going to find a way. Their roster is so deep, but I remember last year they're like, well, we have all these guys coming off of long-term IR. Like they're like, this team's going to be a wagon by the time it gets to the playoffs, and the conversations were different this year.
Yeah. How do you look at that Mitch Marner thing? Because if you're a Leaf fan, you've got to be
Alexa, play Poetic Justice.
You've got to be asking yourself a whole lot of questions. And I don't just mean like you actually get double whammied here, because if I recall correctly, Frederik Andersen was also a Leaf for a while.
Yeah.
So you're getting former Leafs winning regardless.
You think I would just on Freddie Andersen while you mentioned him, I didn't mean to cut off your question.
No, that's all right.
Do you think if the Hurricanes lose game 2, you think they go back to Bussy?
I think you have to.
I do too.
I think you have to. If it's like that, if it's like a 5-goal game, yeah. You have to. Freddie's done an immaculate job getting them there.
For sure. But if you go
10 goals
give
in
up
2
another
games,
4 or 5 goals, and then you look at him like, bro, we gave you a 2-goal lead in the first period.
Just
like what?
Just need you to do fine.
Need you to hang on.
Yeah. If you're a Leaf fan, do you look at the Mitch Marner thing and go, this is what he deserved, or are you peanut butter and pissed that they chose to let Marner
go? The Leafs aren't going to look inward. You think they're not going to talk about their tortured selves? Of course they are. They're not going to be happy for them. They're going to be sad for them.
I look at it and I go, did you pick the wrong guy? Because they hitched their wagon to Nylander and Matthews. And I gotta wonder if there isn't
Matthews
part of
might
them.
Fucking walk.
There's got to be part of them that's wondering, should we have dealt Matthews or Nylander before we let Marner go? Hell, they could have got rid of Riley. Like, there were options, is what I'm saying. And they put themselves in a cap position, which we've talked about on this show multiple times, where they could not offer as much as
the 10 milli club.
Yeah,
they make $10 million a year. You go play for the Leafs.
They could not offer him enough money to keep him there. He also didn't want to play for a team that perennially lost in the cup, like in the playoffs. You get to the first round, maybe a second round exit. What do you do with that? So, like, I look at it and I go, if you're a Leaf fan, did you choose wrong? I think you did. I'm going to be honest with you, I always thought he was the best player that you had. I like Nylander a lot. I think he can score. He's not a playmaker. And look what Marner's doing with Vegas. Tell me he's not a better tell me he's not this is not the best version of Marner. You saw him at the Olympics, and he was great in the Olympics. He was great. He played very well in the Olympics. Did not give anything up. And I look at this and I go, he's killing. He's absolutely killing it. So I don't know. I don't know if you look at that and you go, they're good, bad, or indifferent. But I'll be curious to see.
22 points in 17 games so far in this playoffs with a plus 12.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
2 game-winning goals, by the way.
Is he the MVP? Is he your playoff MVP right now?
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's not all that close, I don't think, unless like
No, it's not.
Dorofeyev or one of those other guys gets real hot at the end here.
Yeah, or Carolina goes hard here and one of
Yeah.
them gets it.
I'd love to see like Stankoven or Ehlers get it.
Fucking, if Ehlers plays the way he did in game one,
It's going to be hard to argue with
who's
Ehlers
to
at that
say?
point. What does Carolina have to do to get back into this series for game 2 tomorrow night?
You got to control the pace. I think that you talked about at length, like the depth is how they've gotten by so far. I think now that that's sort of evened out with a team like Vegas, you really have to control the pace, which
Yeah.
I'm sure that's been their MO through the playoffs so far. They just did the same thing with Montreal.
Yeah.
Like it was complete opposite styles. Montreal's a similar style to Vegas, but I think that's your key, especially for game 2. Like keep it your pace, play your game, and you use that last game of home ice advantage
To your advantage.
Yeah.
We have to do one more thing before we go talking a little bit of baseball, a little baseball.
Can we give a moment of silence to the porcupine I killed today?
We will give your porcupine a moment of silence. Can we do it after we do the thing we have to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
We have done this for every team that's been eliminated. This is the last one that we have to do. What do the Montreal Canadiens need to do to improve for next year? And I don't think it's all that much.
No, I don't think it is either. I think I don't know their cap situation off the top of my head. I'm sure you got a better idea of it. But regardless, I think it's similar to the conversation we had with like the Flyers and the Ducks, where your young core just got like the most valuable experience out of those teams. This is like the final form. If you're talking like Pokemon evolutions,
Yeah.
like the Canadians are the third form. They're right there. The fact that your core is as young as it is, going as deep as it is, and playing in these meaningful games is one, giving them valuable experience going forward, and two, giving them the hunger to get back here. It's like, okay, we were that close already. What do we have in store for us in the future? I think it's a whole lot of continuing on the path that you're currently on.
They got a lot of money. They got some cash.
I figure because your whole team is on
It's
rookie deals.
It's like 10 mil.
Yeah.
Projected caps at 93 or 104, and they're at 93. So they got like 10 million. They're also like a bunch of guys come off the books. They have Joe Valeno, who's an RFA, Kirby Dock's an RFA, Zach Bolduc's an RFA. They probably re-sign Bolduc. Arbor Jackey's an RFA. They'll probably re-sign him for like minimum.
If you could find a way to bring in a top 4 defenseman and grab some depth for the forward group, I think you're in a great spot.
They don't need to bring in any. They'll find a defenseman that they can. I mean, there's guys
from the plethora.
Well, they have a ton. That's the thing. Like Caden Gooley's 24, Hudson's 22. Noah Dobson, who just got there and re-signed, is 26, and he was hurt. So like we'll give him a bit of a break. Strubal's 24, Carrier is 29. The old guy is Mike Matheson. That's it. He's the only old guy, and he's fine. Like he's not.
I think there's a potential for flipping some of these young pieces for a vet.
Might be. There might be. I think their goaltending situation's hilarious.
It always is.
It's Dobish.
I feel like Montreal's goaltending situation has been hilarious for like a decade now.
Dobish,
back to Carey Price.
Dobish is less than $1 million. Fowler is less than $1 million. Montembeault, who probably won't ever see the crease again unless one of those guys is hurt, is $3 million. So they have $5 million and 3 goalies compared to some other teams who have way too much. And then like on the forward side of things, I just don't think that they need to worry about much. Like all their main pieces are locked up. Suzuki, Caulfield, Slakowski, all locked up. You're going to lose $6.5 million because Brendan Gallagher's done. We didn't talk about this. Gallagher, one of your favorite Habs, one of the few that you like.
I do like Brendan Gallagher.
He is done with Montreal. I'm pretty sad about it, to be honest with you. You saw if you haven't seen the short, I've got it posted on our shorts. His exit interview on Locker Cleanout Day, where he said, "Look, it's pretty obvious that I'll be moving on from here." So that's $6.5 million off the cap for whatever whether that's like 1 for 1 or it's 1 for cap space or for a young guy or a piece or whatever. I don't know what it's going to be, but that's 6.5. Phil Deneau's 5.5 and Josh Anderson's 5.5. Both those guys are in the last year of their deals. Newhook is just re-signed. He says he has a new deal.
Got a new hook.
Jake Evans also got a new deal. I like that. Texier is great. Like there's too much to like. They'll make a move at some point. They're absolutely going to make a move.
They're going to be right back in the conversation in the East next year without a doubt.
I don't think there's any way around it, especially given God, their depth chart is good. Like
I think they could go out, run back the exact same roster that they had this year, and they would improve their win total.
They have Reinbacker on defense that hasn't come up. He was one of their high draft picks. It's like there's so much. Pickford is down there. He could come up. He's on loan. Haig is in the NCAA. He could come up. He's a forward. Swarovski, like I like a lot of what they've got going on right now. They've got a lot of good plays. Harris is going to be great. It's a lot, man. It's a lot of good for a team that was bad for only a couple of years. And then they're like, all right, here you go. Have fun. All right, let's pour one out for your porcupine. Let's talk porcupine for a second.
Yeah, all right, P, man. I fucking clobbered that thing today.
That's brutal.
I didn't want to. I felt bad about it.
You got it.
It was my fault. It's 100% my fault, and I hope it's okay. I didn't save body. It was still moving when I fled the scene, but
you fled the scene. All right, Henry Ruggs.
I didn't want to be there, dude. I didn't want to see it struggling.
Neither did Henry Ruggs.
No, I was like, I gotta get out of here, and I drove back by after work, and I was like, I don't see a body. I don't see blood. Like,
maybe he just left. You know, he's probably at home cursing you out. He's just cursing you out.
I felt it.
Yeah, I bet you did. Doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't. I felt bad about it all day. But like maybe he's food for crows. Like maybe it was just like
like a circle of life.
Yeah,
it's a circle of life.
Also, shout out this guy on Instagram. What the fuck? I gotta get his tag. I think I have it right here. But this guy's training crows, which I've always wanted to do.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's Bander Homestead. He's trained crows. It's been a long time coming, but he was like, I want to train them to protect my chickens from the hawks, which is just like,
yeah, it's awesome.
That's a conundrum.
Yeah,
but
awesome.
He posted a video yesterday. It finally fucking worked. The hawks came to attack his chickens, and his murder of crows showed up and started giving him the fucking business. And he's down there like, yeah, just egging them on, rewarding the crows after. Incredible.
Hell yeah.
Birds are crazy, man. I know Jeremy hates birds, doesn't trust them. Big bird guy.
No, birds are great. We talked about it while we were in Pittsburgh.
We did.
We're on the balcony. I was like, that's a cardinal. You're like, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Like, yeah, it is. You know,
you ever seen a bird start a nest?
Yeah. we can't get into the pigeons starting nests. They don't know how to do it. It's not their fault. Let's talk a little bit of baseball. Toronto's been struggling, but they are playing the best team in baseball right now in the Atlanta Braves. They've
played better as a whole.
They've improved. They started 7-13, and it's been like a struggle to get back to like reality. I think they'll be fine. They got to get healthy. They're like everyone that's important. Like, I don't think people are talking enough about how important Alejandro Kirk is to that team. Like, they need him to come back.
The big man.
They need old Kirky.
Old round stuff. Alejandro Kirk.
The round mound of Pound Town. That's where he takes the balls, likes hitting dingers. I don't know. I want to see them doing better. But we've seen a lot of guys that have just had like unbelievable starts. God, Mizorowski's been unbelievable.
Nasty. The guy behind him too? Kyle Harrison also. Man, what team would give him up for nothing? Who would do that? What fucking idiot would do that?
What front office would be so dumb as to give him up?
His last 4 starts, I know this off the top of my head because that's how fucking angry it made me. His last 4 starts, he has allowed 1 run, and he's got 32 strikeouts over that span. Yeah. Keep betting on it, though. So, one day I'll make enough that it will ease the pain.
It'll ease your pain. Mizorowski's your strikeout leader, followed by Christopher Sanchez, Gavin Williams, and Dylan Cease, who is continuing to rack them up.
Peyton Toley's second in ERA over
Hey, we
pitchers
love
that
that.
have 40 or more innings pitched. Not there quite yet, but
Hey, he's
the
getting
actual
up there.
rankings. But yeah, I don't know how he's doing right now. He did start tonight. I had to turn the game off when we started. 8-0. He's fucking pitching a gem.
He's in a
And
gem.
we're hitting. Come on. Season's back on.
We're back. Boys, we're back. Boys, we're back.
Every day is just like either how are you going to hurt me today or season's back on.
Tank did say that his favorite thing was that every time he watched the Red Sox, it was like win 1, lose 4. So,
yep.
This is your one.
Yep.
Can we talk about Munetaka Murakami for a second?
Everyone was so wrong on him.
So
like, yeah, it's not going to translate. He's got a ton of power, but he strikes out too much. It's not going to translate.
You sure about that? Can we put the "you're sure about that" link in here?
The White Sox as a whole have been better, and did I not say it?
You did.
I fucking said it. I was like, they're not as bad as people think. Everyone's like, a worst team in the fucking league. Did I think they'd be this good? No. Did I think the Twins would be worse? Yeah. But
well, you did call that.
Either way, I did. And Murakami is just an absolute unit.
2.5, or they're 2.5 games back of a wild card, but they're 2 games out of
in the
first
Central.
Place. They're 2 games out of first place.
The Central is basically a wild card spot anyway.
Yes, it is.
But
the AL
White
West
Sox
is
are playing good.
Wild.
What's Murakami up to for home runs? Like 16?
20.
20. Oh, fucking Christ.
Yeah, he's hit all of them. The answer is all of the home runs. He's at 20 home runs and 41 RBIs. Also, struck out 80 times.
Get some guys on fucking base for him. Yeah, he does strike out a lot.
Yeah, but you know who else did that? Chris Davis. He hit dingers. We loved him for that. At least if you were an Orioles fan, you did.
He's also got 44 walks. That's more than I expected.
Yeah, as he's walking a lot.
Yeah.
He is actually 6th in the league in walks.
His OPS the last week is 1420.
Yeah. Yeah. Only guy the guy that's leading the league in walks is Mike Trout. Big shock.
Also, I know they kind of got a little hate when they dropped, but the Chicago Bull colored White Sox jerseys do go hard.
I didn't see these.
I like them. They're red and black. They're nice. They dropped a couple weeks into the year, maybe.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
I like them.
They're good. I could deal with that. You know what? I'll take it.
It definitely looks better that they're winning games. If they were still like the shitty White Sox from last year, which they could still revert to, but
I mean, there's time.
If they were like on pace for 45 wins, it would be a little bit tougher.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, look, the season is still young. We've got plenty to talk about in terms of
CBA.
You want to talk a little CBA?
I'd love to talk.
Let's talk a little CBA. We meant to talk about this last week. I almost forgot.
We did.
God damn it.
I have a couple things that we want to talk about last week that we didn't. But CBA, I'm excited. Negotiations are ongoing. I love when this happens where the MLBPA put out their offer, and we talked about that last week at least. Yes. Like the offer proposal. They put in the floor, didn't want to cap. The revenue sharing was a little bit altered, but they're like, this looks good for both parties, had a good explanation, and then they sent it to ownership, and the MLB was like, nah, change it all. We want a lower floor. We want a we want a higher floor. We want a salary cap. And then what's his name? Bruce Meyer is He's acting voice for, yes, correct. He is the guy in charge of the PA. He responded. He spoke publicly for the first time since the union and MLB exchanged proposals last week. He said that he and the players were bitterly disappointed in the MLB's initial offer, which did not address items such as free agency, minimum salary, salary arbitration, or the draft. The proposal, he said, is worse than the one MLB offered to the PA in 1994, before the sport endured the longest work stoppage in MLB history, 232 days, and had to cancel the 94 World Series. MLB proposed a $245.3 million salary cap, along with a $171.2 payroll floor for teams, which I've long said I think the floor is the answer.
Yeah, you don't need a
I
cap. Just give
don't.
me a floor.
I correct. I don't think the cap is the answer. I think it's the teams that don't want to spend. And Meyer in this article too cited the Padres. He was like, "We want to make more San Diego Padres. They're in one of the smallest markets in the entire league. They increased their payroll to the third highest in the MLB 3 years ago, and now have the second largest attendance in baseball. A perennial playoff team, tons of stars on that team, and they became a destination for free agents." And he's like, we want to encourage more San Diegos. If we can get all of the teams to do this, we can get Tampa Bay to do this, you can get the Rockies to do this, Pittsburgh, whoever it may be.
Yeah.
Like, that is what's going to elevate the level of
Everybody,
play and the competitive nature of the sport. Like,
but everybody
putting a
gets all worried about
ceiling,
the Dodgers. That's why they're like, you got to put a cap in because you don't want the
right? But
Yankees
if
and
you
the
put a
Dodgers.
cap in, you're also fucking the players over. Like, obviously, it's millions of dollars. They have enough anyway.
Yes.
But when you're signed to a deal, like I don't even know if Shohei falls under this because his money is deferred anyway. But like you have just call it $700 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
And they're like, actually, no, there's a cap now at 245.3. Your money's going to become unguaranteed pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So obviously the players are not going to want this cap. And I think that is where the work stoppage is going to come from. I think the revenue sharing, they're going to figure it out because I mean it's basically at 48% right now across the board. They want it to get to 50% and they want it to go. So if you have $50 million in revenue if you're over $50 million in revenue, that also gets sent into the revenue sharing pool.
Yeah.
So teams like the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Red Sox that have all of this money through their own TV deals and things like that, they're going to be forced to pay more money.
Good. They should.
Correct, but that's why those teams want a salary cap. So like, well, then fine, we're going to take it from the players. I don't want it out of my pocket.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to end up. But Bruce Meyer said, our salary cap and floor proposal. Oh, no, sorry. This was Major League Baseball responding to Meyer's claims. He was like, right, this is worse than 94. MLB said our salary cap and floor proposal addresses our fans' concerns by leveling the playing field while sharing baseball revenue with the players 50-50 like the other leagues. Glenn Kaplan, who's the spokesperson for the MLB, said under our proposal, Major League players will receive more compensation in year one of the system than in 2026. We're ready to listen if the MLBPA wants to counter our proposal at the bargaining table. It was like, nowhere close. They think that's a good offer. It's not.
I like that the PA came back with the leverage piece of like, hey, you know what? This is worse than the last time we locked out. You remember
100%.
remember when you got locked out last time? Let's not do that again. 94. You remember 94? Pour one out for the Expos. I remember 94.
But like if their main counterpoint, like for the cap, is that it's going to level the playing field, I still think that I disagree too. I think leveling the playing field is bringing the floor up and forcing the teams that don't try and just eat off of, like you're talking about revenue sharing, right? Those teams that I mentioned before are the teams that eat that money because they don't have the same type of revenue that some of these big market teams do, and they don't invest it back into their payroll. They pocket it, which is bullshit. The fact that they're allowed to get away with that is crazy, and they've been doing it for decades.
It's amazing what happens when you pay one star player, when you pay one guy. It doesn't have to be
I mentioned this to Lily in the Discord talking about her Brewers. Like, could you imagine if they went out and signed a big fucking contract? They had the best record in the MLB last year, operating like one of the smallest 7 markets in baseball.
Tampa does it all the time. And the only time they tried to hand out a deal, they did it to a
pedophile?
Yeah, pedo. Don't.
Yeah.
Hey, taters not tots.
Taters not tots, brother.
Taters not tots.
Taters not tots. But that's what I'm saying is if you force these teams to start spending their money in creating an actual destination, like these teams that have done it with no money and still stay competitive, Tampa, Milwaukee, etc. If you're able to take that coaching and player development and all of that and add in some of these top stars in baseball because you actually are forced to spend the money, why would you not be a place that people want to go to?
Well, then you want to.
Like,
then you want to
look at the Red Sox and you're like, that team is ass backwards. They can't develop shit. They treat their stars like absolute dirt. They don't want to pay anybody, and then they lie to the fans. Why would I want to go there when Tampa Bay does everything right and they're going to pay me?
Yeah,
that's how you become a destination. That's why referencing San Diego there and the Padres, like he's totally right.
Yeah.
If you spend the money, you get some back. Like
Well, it
you
comes
pay
back.
for a
Yeah.
good product and fans want to go. They went to the third highest payroll, became the second largest attendance. That's not a blip. Like everybody can do that. Everybody can do what the
It's not
Dodgers are doing.
complicated.
It's just if you want to actually put the money forward. And if the people that are running the team, the people that own the team aren't capable of doing that, then fucking
Get new
sell.
owners. Yeah.
Sell.
There needs to be a harder
Go
stance on
retire
it.
and get out of baseball.
Harder stance on it. And we've seen it. I
It
don't
starts with the
mind.
floor, not a cap.
I don't mind if teams want to spend. Like I don't like. Look, I am a fan of a team that spends, and they have been awful while spending, and they have also been great while spending. But fans come out. Like attendance matters, and
Right.
spending on the roster is important. The only way you're going to get butts and seats is by investing in either guys you've drafted and brought up that are like touted as like the next star, or trading for or signing free agents that are big stars to come and play and be the cornerstone. And you can't
Yeah.
do it with, like we got you for 2 years, but when your contract comes up, I know you'll be heading out of town. It doesn't help anybody.
Exactly.
Helps no one.
And like that, then you're looking at your fans like, well, don't get invested in these guys because we've proven they're just going to be out the door in a couple minutes.
How do you rectify that if you're a Paul Skeens fan for the Pirates? Like you're like, I'm a Skeens fan today, but like I know he's gonna get
Tomorrow
Yankee
he's
in
going to be
2
with the
years.
Yankees. Exactly.
Like, what do you do with
It's a
that?
tough balance. I think it's a floor to start, a limit on deferred money, whether it's 3, 5,
Oh, we
whatever the
talked
number
about
may
that.
be, we
Yep.
can argue, and then you just do a short-term CBA. And then if you think that the issues, then competitive balance has gotten to a place where the league is more competitive, then yeah, there's no need for a cap. If it's still where it's at right now, then fine, we can start talking about a cap. But I think that's
Totally.
where it starts. Um, Couple other MLB things. ABS, we had some weird stuff. Uh, so in the A's game the other night, there was a pitch that was challenged by Tyler Soderstrom.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't get the picture to come up. Like we've seen that a couple times this year where they're like, I don't know, is ABS going slow. Um, they finally get the word. They don't see the image of the previous pitch in stadium, but the umpire got word from the league and was like, "Yeah, it's a strike." Very obviously not a strike. Dallas Braden came out afterwards and said that the if they were reviewing pitch 50, the what was told to the umpire and shown to the league was say pitch 47.
Wow.
It was not the correct call that was shown. And like there's just a couple of weird little things with ABS. I think overall it's been a huge improvement to the league, but shit like that needs to be ixnayed quickly because if somebody's able to like potentially hack into that, what happens from like a gambling standpoint? 'Cause you can bet on pitches.
Yes, we know.
Exactly. So
We've
who's
seen.
Daniel Classe? So I don't know. I feel like that's just a flaw. And then last week, Brandon Lau was denied an ABS challenge by the home plate umpire.
That
Like
was
literally,
spicy.
he fucking like the ump made the call.
Yep.
He tapped his helmet, and the ump was like, "No, you can't have it. That was too slow." He said that he denied the request, ruling that Pittsburgh's dugout illegally assisted with the pitch location, which is
Sure they
just
did.
nonsense. It
Yeah.
was split second. If they were able to do it that quickly, fine, they earned it.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. And then he obviously was not happy with it because he popped out to center right like immediately after that and was
Yes.
ejected from the game.
Yeah. Not a big fan of
Just
it.
a couple of weird things that need to be ironed out. Um, I mean, do we have time for me to bitch about the Red Sox?
You can bitch about the Red Sox. Yeah. Give it a quick little bitch.
All right. So we've had a lot of Craig Breslow news. This is just to sum it up. This was from Tyler Milliken's Twitter. He said, so just wrapping up the last 72 hours in Red Sox land. Craig Breslow's shortcomings are amplified in the Globe. I have a whole big long list I'm not going to go through, but basically he had an interview with Chris Cotillo and every thing pointed towards like hot seat. Things are not going well. We need to make a move. We're not selling. We need to buy. Hated it.
Mhm.
Another thing that came out was that Craig Breslow might benefit from having an interpreter of sorts. So the quote said, someone with a more traditional baseball fabric and personable demeanor to convey his message. To speak fucking English, we need a translator for someone who is an American person who speaks English to communicate
I
to
don't
other
know.
people who speak English.
I don't
Can
know.
we
Have
like,
you ever heard some people from like Worcester or like
yeah,
your like
of
the
course. Of course, but like this it's because this guy speaks like a computer and he's too caught up in analytics, which Theo Epstein is now voicing. Like the one guy in the building that like got him the job has been his a guy he bounces stuff off of, and
if you need
Epstein's like,
if
yeah,
you need a
we're way too
translator,
analytical.
it's a problem.
Especially when you lost your franchise player who you signed to a 10-year contract last year because of poor communication, you wouldn't think like, hey, maybe I should work on this. This is something we need to take more seriously. And we're at a point where we need a translator for the
My,
guy in charge.
my
Just
brother,
get rid of him. Rip the
listen,
band-aid off.
I got a LinkedIn learning course for you. I'll send it to you. It's on
It's
communication. It'll get you set.
crazy. For a guy who fucking went to Yale, wherever the fuck he went, smartest man in baseball. He's not smart enough to figure out how to speak to people correctly. Like I said, Epstein not happy with him, recommended Breslow for the CBO position. I feel like it was a soft launch of his firing this week. Like that's the
That's
direction
where we're
moving
going.
in.
Yeah.
And then they talked to him and he's like, Ortiz too was at a golf event.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, John's concerned. John Henry is worried. We had a conversation. I've known him a long time. We're worried.
I like that Pappy's the
nah.
voice of reason.
Well, he's also paid by the team. John Henry pays his paychecks. He's an ambassador to the team. So like if he's saying it, he's either not supposed to be saying it or it was told to him to say.
Yeah.
And now Buster Olney was said that the Red Sox are desperate to add a right-handed bat. They don't care if it's a bad contract. They need to take something on. That's a guy trying to save his job. And as I've mentioned several times, if that's the mindset we're in with the product we have in the field that he created, by the way, he put that product out there.
He sure did.
And now our mindset is we need to take on a bad contract to try to save this season, where your best pitcher's out. The guy you paid to be the savior of your team has been out, which, by the way, stop lying about injuries. You said they'd each be out a week. They're now over a month. We did this last year, done this the year before that. We're talking about communication. Communicate injuries clearly, because now those guys have to go out and defend themselves to the media, where they're like, well, are you soft? They said you'd only be out a week. It's been a month. No, it's because the Red Sox fucking lie. It's what they do. They're a toxic X. It's crazy what they get away with. And when you have somebody like this at the helm that is like scrambling to keep their job, there was a veiled comment about like a hot seat being a background to the fire, backdrop to the firing of Cora and the other guys. Like your seat's been hot, it's getting hotter, and we're gonna go into desperation times. That's why he shouldn't be allowed to handle the deadline. I'm gonna stick with that.
Get us a headline of the week and a Stone story, and let's get out of here.
Headline of the week is courtesy of one Jonathan Welch. He sent this to us on Discord. Much appreciated. He said, headline was pilot who won private jet from Mr. Beast challenge briefly detained in Paraguay over drug case.
Love.
Guy got a free jet, immediately started traffic.
He's like, hey, you know you can do with planes? Traffic narcotics. Let's go.
It was like $3.5 million worth of pot. And his name was like Treasy or something. It's like, yeah, that guy's smoking weed. Yeah. I'm sure there's a certain let's call it template for pilots at a place where you've got private jets.
Yeah.
I'm sure he stuck out like a sore thumb.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did.
And then our Stone story tonight, we're going to New York City.
Ooh. All right. It's not unheard of.
Mystery men have been roaming through New York's vast sewer system, city officials said on Tuesday. There have been at least 3 documented sewer incursions since May 5th in America's largest city, with no reported injuries so far. Entering the sewer system is both illegal and extremely dangerous, a spokesperson for the city's
Unless
Department
you're a
of
Ninja
Environmental
Turtle.
Protection, or like a Charlie from Always Sunny.
Yes.
They said that in a statement on Tuesday. Sewers can contain numerous hazards, including noxious and potentially deadly gases, unstable surfaces, flooding risks, and confined spaces. For these reasons, members of the public should never enter a pipe, drain, catch basin, manhole, or outfall. Aki Jakupovich.
Mm-hmm.
That's a strong name.
Yep.
Said he was working at 2 a.m. in Queens when he made eye contact with 3 guys coming out of a sewer. And I got a picture of surveillance footage, and they're just like helping each other up through a manhole and covering it back up with a crowbar. It was crazy. He said they just looked up, looked down, and continued like I wasn't there. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in New York, but this is really something. He and his staff called 911, moved customers' cars parked outside into the garage. He's like, I don't know what's going on out there. They're gonna break in. I don't know what the fuck's going on. The cops told him, don't act like Batman. You're not Batman. Just call the cops next time.
You're not Batman. I feel like that happens in New York more
I
than
like-
anything.
What are they doing down there? Are these crab people? Are these the aliens that we're getting disclosed on? Like what?
Listen, housing has been a real problem, and they
Yeah, man,
found
they're just
they
hanging out
found the
down
solution. They're like, look,
They heard about all the people under the Vegas Strip hanging out, and they're
Yeah.
like, well,
we can do our own. We'll do our own. We'll do it. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
I'm Donatello, Raphael.
We're just gonna be the Ninja Turtles. Somebody's gotta be Master Splinter. It might be that guy that we just saw.
It's this sunny episode of they're talking about being in the in the sewers. Like, why are you in the sewers? Like, there's cool stuff down there.
It's a weird place, man. You gotta try it out.
Get naked, you run around the sewers. It's fun.
It's a good time. That's it for us this week. We'll be back next Wednesday. Hopefully we'll have some more NFL news. Maybe we do an OFL like preseason ranking. We'll have all of your Stanley Cup recap and whatever the fuck Craig Breslow does. I don't know. We'll figure it out. For Dubs, I'm Armchair. We see you next week. Peace.